So today we're going to look into making scripts and creating some bespoke jingles and voice tracking, especially for a customized radio station, especially for a company called radiohost.co.uk. Just checking the website there, radiohost.co.uk, who give streaming platforms and other things to help people create radio stations online. So then, don't forget to like and subscribe. Let's get on with it. Let's make some jingles. Let's make some voice tracks with some nice musical bedding, and we'll look at how we create some scripts as well using some information from their website. Let's get straight to it and make some noise. So then, here we go. We're going to make some bespoke jingles, custom jingles, I guess, bespoke custom jingles, and some voice tracking, especially for a custom radio station for a company called radiohost.co.uk. They specialize in, well, basically all your streaming needs. If you're doing a bit of an online station, if you want to start an online station, they do your streaming needs. Hosting done right, apparently. Here's their website then, Radio Hosting, and they have lots of information which we're going to take to create jingles. They've already given me some information what they want the jingles to say, and we're going to create some sort of like dry liners plus music liners. So when you hear your radio station, between the songs there'll be somebody going, "Oh, you're listening to bloody bloody blah," and this is what it says. So what we're going to do, we're going to take information from the website and make it into sort of like a third person. So what I've done is created a few scripts using some of these what we do bits here. So they do stream hosting, website hosting, cloud playout solutions, telephone services, audio processing, and consultancy services. So what I've done, because they're quite short little punchy sentences, I've just rewrote these sentences here. If you can see that, you should be able to see that, which says, well, these are going to be our jingles. And then we've got some generic voice track lines as well. So you are listening to Radio Host FM, where we are making radio great again. Work directly with the industry. We work directly with the industry-leading software to create and provide both iCast and Shoutcast services. Find out more at radiohost.co.uk. So we're going to put those in, make them sound like it's just like a DJ talking on the radio, and they'll run then in their rotation on their website. Which we can get straight into. I think what we'll do first, though, is record some of these jingle lines. Just simple lines. The tagline is "Making Radio Great Again." Hopefully nothing to do with Donald Trump, of course. But this is Radio Host FM, making radio great again. And then they want something whispered as well, which is always good. Whispered. Right, so let's get straight into it. So here we are then, back into Logic today. So we need to set a recording track. If you've never used Logic before, it's pretty easy. You have your tracks all down here. This is my recording track, so I have a template which I use to make each jingle, so I don't have to make things every time I do something recording. So I have a recording track which has no sort of effects on it, no nothing, so it's just directly what goes into the microphone. This is set to input 1. That's my microphone, of course. We need to arm the track, and you can see there, that's my levels now. Not too loud, not too quiet either. So what we need to do then is do our jingle voiceovers first. I think it's best. Let's get straight on with those then. Let's bring up my script, and we'll get straight into those. So fairly simple, fairly short. Might need to hit record first. That might work, Craig. Let's do that then. This is Radio Host FM, making radio great again. Just do that one more time. This is Radio Host FM, making radio great again. Radio Host FM, making radio great again. Making radio great again. Radiohost.co.uk. Making radio great again. Radiohost.co.uk. And we'll do the whispered one as well, which will be great because the compression will push that right up to a good optimum level, of course. Let's do some whispered ones. Radio Host FM. Radio Host FM. There you go. I think that'll do. That's our jingle sorted then. Let's stop that. And let's do some editing. So then, I've saved you from the boredom of me editing some audio. So I've cut all those down into my 3 sentences. I'll tie them up shortly before we create them into jingles, which you've seen before on some of the other videos. We'll fade in and out, chop each little bit of a sentence up, and then move it around into the effects, of course, and find out what works best for our jingles. But what I am going to record, what I'll just show you is actually the change in compression, how the compression works. So we have some hard compression on this track. You can just about see the peaks and troughs of the audio wave there. So this was the original recording of the Whisper Radio Host FM, which sounds quite nice actually. There it is again. Radio Host FM. And this is with a bit of compression. We haven't edited it or tied it up just yet, but you can tell the difference. Radio Host FM. Which is quite nice. Radio Host FM. So it's still whispering, but it's pushed it right up, so it's going to be all level with all the other vocals and speech, of course. But it's still a whisper. Radio Host FM. Splendid. Right, so the next thing is we've got some lines to do. I'm not going to bore you by doing all 4 lines, but we'll do 1 line, and then we'll show you how that's going to get put then into, a music bed. We'll cut it all up, make sure it's all nice and dry, and then we'll add some, tag it at each end with a jingle or a sound effect, and then have some sort of modern EDM dance music underneath maybe, just to make it all sound quite modern and funky. Is funky the right word? I don't know, but anyway, we shall do that now. So, back again to our recording track. We've got it armed by hitting the record enable button. You can see our volume coming in there. It's set to center on the pan, and we are on 0, which is always good. You could always, a little tip I learned years ago, back when recording bands and things, was always to record things lower in the mix, because you can boost it, and it's easy obviously to boost things and lower things that are too low than something that's too loud, than reducing the volume, if that makes sense. It does to me. It might not to you, but there you go. It's always good to make sure you record something obviously at an optimum level. Right then, so we need to do this voice. I'm going to hit record. I'm just going to make sure my script is there. We're just going to do this 1 line. Should be pretty easy to do. It needs to be as natural as possible, so less sort of you are listening to. It's going to be more me in conversational, how I am now actually. Maybe a little bit over the top, because it is for radio, of course, and it always sounds better, but not too much like this. Let's have a look at that then. So let's get recording. Let's hit record. Let's mute this. Hit record, and away we go. You are listening to Radio Host FM, where we are making radio great again. We work directly with the industry-leading software creators to provide both Icecast and Shoutcast services. For more info, find out at radiohost.co.uk. I'm going to do that 1 more time. It was okay. I think I missed a word out or 2, but that's not too bad. Let's do it 1 more time. You are listening to Radio Host FM, where we are making radio great again. We work directly with industry-leading software creators to provide both Icecast and Shoutcast services. You can find out more at radiohost.co.uk. That sounds a bit better. I'm actually going to put the word you in there. You can. Let's do it 1 more time, just for a good measure, of course. You are listening to Radio Host FM, where we are making radio great again. We work directly with industry-leading software creators to provide both Icecast and Shoutcast services. You can find out more at radiohost.co.uk. There we go. I think that sounds good. Let's have a quick listen to that last one, actually. This is it without any sort of compression on. You're listening to Radio Host FM, where we are making radio great again. We work directly with industry-leading software creators to provide both Icecast and Shoutcast services. You can find out more at radiohost.co.uk. Not bad. That's a quick list. And Shoutcast services. You can find out more at radiohost.co.uk. 1 more time. You're listening to Radio Host FM, where we are making radio great again. We work directly with industry-leading software creators to provide both Icecast and Shoutcast services. You can find out more at radiohost.co.uk. I like that one. I like that one. There's a few little stutting words. I don't think I quite said radio host right on that one. But what we could do, we could do something called comping, which is where we could just do over and over again the same line. It'll record over the top, and then we can change little bits. It works a bit better, obviously, in song than actual voices. But we could do, if we want to, was maybe take the start of this bit here, change it with this bit. I don't know why I'm pointing at the screen. Change it with this bit here, and use different bits of each sentence, which could work well. Let's have a quick listen with some compression. So this is our compression. I'll go through the actual track shortly. It sounds like this. You're listening to Radio Host FM, where we are making radio great again. We work directly with industry-leading software creators to provide both Icecast and Shoutcast services. You can find out more at radiohost.co.uk. It's breathy, but I want to keep that in because that's quite natural. You'd hear that on the radio. They might have a bit of a compression on the radio, but yeah, that works. So let's have a quick look. Let's just do this. I'm going to put some EQ. Just give it a nice little sound, a bit more bass maybe in my voice, maybe a little bit more top end as well. So I have something I called Craig Voice Default, which cuts off, could cut off more actually, but there we go. So the bottom end, a bit of a bass boost at around 120 over here, and I'm going to move this to around about 5,000, so we get a little bit of like a tinny sound, I guess. You're listening to Radio Host FM, where we are making radio great again. We work directly with industry-leading software creators to provide both Icecast and Shoutcast services. You can find out more at radiohost.co.uk. Good. I like that. So the next plan is to start putting sound effects to our jingles, and also we're going to put some music and little sound effects at the start underneath that bed as well. So underneath the vocals, we should say. So like a music bed underneath this. You're listening to Radio Host FM, where we are making radio great again. Let's get on with that then. So then, what I want to do first actually is create a jingle using this. This is Radio Host FM, making radio great again. And then use this piece, Radio Host FM, to create a bit of an intro to that bed, making it like a very small jingle at the start of the bed, and then we'll have a bit of an out as well. So we'll put this together first, create a quick jingle. I've already edited it. I've already put my fades on each end, and now I'm just going to pop it into some of the effects I've got below then. So let's take these off solo for a minute. We'll mute that one. See how that sounds. This is Radio Host FM. I like that. So what we might do with that is just double that up. We'll stereo that so we get like a nice stereo sound. Go to my left stereo channel there and paste. So we get this. This is Radio Host FM. Sounds very radio-y. And then let's put a bit of chorus on this one. Making radio great again. That sounds good. That's a good start. Let's just remove this from the bottom, hide the editor. And then it's a case of just putting some sound effects. So we'll go through our sound effects packages. Plenty of those to get through once they decide to load. There we go. I like that. We'll use that. Let's have that at the start. Building into a bit of a whoosh explosion. So let's go and find my whooshes. My whoosh hits. What's this one? Nice boom we need. A little too boomy. Too fast. That could work. Let's have a quick listen. Let's get that right at the end. This is Radio Host FM. Does that work like that? That was just accidental, but it might work. This is Radio Host FM. That sounds good. Let's put a little bit of compression on. Just boost this compression a bit. A bit quiet, that one, isn't it? This is Radio Host FM. Making. And then we'll just find another little glitchy sound sticking between there. No. Need it a bit more punchier. No. Too short. No. That could work. Let's see how that sounds.
This is Radio Host FM, making radio great again.
So we'll bounce that down and save that. Then we'll get on to our bed. Okay, so let's get on with this this bed then. Here's my audio. I might have to double this compressor vocal up so we have two.
And where we are making radio great again.
Sounds good. What we'll do, we'll just copy we'll duplicate the track using other new track with duplicate settings, so it's exactly the same, so it just renames it. So what we'll just call this is, I don't know, radio vocal, just so we know what it is. And that can just sit there for now. Before that, though, I want to build a bit of some effects and things at the start. So I want it to say this at the start.
Radio Host FM.
And then I want it to go straight into some music underneath, which we'll find in just a moment. First, we'll build this. So nothing too over the top. Oh, hello. Nothing too over the top. We might even keep that in, actually, because that was in our jingle, wasn't it, earlier? So we'll try and utilise that. And then we'll just go into these glitches up here and find something punchy. It's nice. Bit short. Let's try that. We'll move all these down in a minute. We'll just get them in place. And then I want to find another little whoosh sound, similar to one we had before. That's good. A little bit of a wobble on the end. And then we'll move all these into our effects tracks. So we've got these tracks here. Let's do that like that. This one to go there, so that goes right at the end.
Radio Host FM.
Just going to duplicate that, so we have the stereo sound again.
Radio Host FM.
And then what I might do as well on that stereo track, just put a little bit of echo, just so it goes out a little bit longer.
Radio Host FM. You're listening to Radio Host FM, where we are making radio great again. We work directly with industry-leading software creators to provide both Icecast and Shoutcast services. You can find out more at radiohost.co.uk.
Okay, that sounds good. I like that.
Radio Host FM. You're listening to...
Next is, we'll add a bit of music. Let's add some music then. So we've used pixabay.com to find a bit of Future House, it's called. I've just put that underneath. It might need a little few adjustments regarding levels, but it sounds like this now.
Radio Host FM. You're listening to Radio Host FM, where we are making radio great again. We work directly with industry-leading software creators to provide both Icecast and Shoutcast services. You can find out more at radiohost.co.uk.
There you go, that works. I might just see if what that sounds like if I just extend it.
.co.uk.
That works at the end. Where's that?
Radiohost.co.uk.
Okay, we need to find maybe just a little explosion then. Just to finish that off. Let's have a look, see what we've got in here. There's a few bits like that down the very end. Oops. Oh, let's have a look at impacts actually. in just a little bit. Don't think that's quite the right sound we're looking for, but we'll have a quick listen.
Radio Host FM. You're listening to Radio Host FM, where we are making radio great again. We work directly with industry-leading software creators to provide both Icecast and Shoutcast services. You can find out more at radiohost.co.uk.
No, doesn't work for me. That's fine. Something that can go in there. Computer's on slightly a go slow. It's just finding now the right timing.
Radiohost.co.uk.
Do we just come straight off the back of the vocal? Might be the best way. Let's have a listen.
UK.
That works.
Radio Host FM. You're listening to Radio Host FM, where we are making radio great again. We work directly with industry-leading software creators to provide both Icecast and Shoutcast services. You can find out more at radiohost.co.uk.
A little bit shorter there.
.uk.
I think that works.
Radio Host FM. You're listening to Radio Host FM, where we are making radio great again. We work directly with industry-leading software creators to provide both Icecast and Shoutcast services. You can find out more at radiohost.co.uk.
That'll be why. Let's get a little bit closer.
.uk.
There we go, and we can use that as a template now. So all our vocal effects that we do, our vocals that we do have, we can put above that. Might just tidy it up just a little bit before we export it. We'll just normalize it as well. Get a bit more power into it.
You're listening to Radio Host FM, where we are making radio great again. We work directly with industry-leading software creators to provide both Icecast and Shoutcast services. You can find out more at radiohost.co.uk. Radio Host FM.
There we go. So we built a bit of a jingle there. We've built an intro to a sort of musical bed.
Radio Host FM. You're listening to Radio Host FM.
We could even go one step further, I guess, and we've got this little whisper that we haven't used yet. Let's put that in somewhere. I'm wondering, would it just fit nicely on a stereo band? Let's see how this sounds.
Radio Host FM.
Radio Host FM.
You're listening to Radio Host FM, where we are making radio great again. Radio Host FM.
Radio Host FM.
You're listening to Radio...
I like that. There we go then. So that's for radiohost.com or .co.uk. Oh dear. Anyway, you can find our website. Where is it actually? No, we'll find it later.
Radio Host FM.
Radio Host FM.
You're listening to Radio...
There you go. I like that. I do like it. Good little starting. Go straight into a musical bed. The speech, the link, I guess, if you want to call it that. And then it ends with maybe something I can work on. I might work on it a little bit more. I do like the ending. I do like that sound effect. Maybe I can put an impact in there as well.
Okay.
And then it'll go straight back to the music, of course. But there you go. That's a brief introduction of a package I'm working on for radiohost.co.uk. Go and check them out. There we go then. If you enjoyed that, do like and subscribe, of course. Completely free to do. And if you didn't know, every 200 subscribers we get, we do a free downloads package of jingles. That is, there's already a few available on the website at craigk.co.uk/free jingles, or you can go to craigk.co.uk/YouTube, where there's lots of links there to the Patreon as well. We set up a Patreon page and links to other little downloads and bits and pieces about the channel as well. Don't forget then to like and subscribe. Leave a comment if you've got any questions, and I'll happily get back to you. Sound like an answer machine message now. And I'll see you in the next video. See you soon.